Mainstream advice about first dates is terrible. Go and Google first date tips for men. Right now, you're gonna find advice like take her to a fancy restaurant to impress her. Pay for the meal to impress her. Wear your favorite cologne so you smell nice. Now, this advice is not really so helpful, and a lot of it is actually going to make it more difficult for you to get what you actually want out of a first date. So don't Google first date tips for men right now. Stay on this video because I'm about to reveal 11 subtle yet effective first date tips that will most probably help you seal the deal that same day, and will definitely make it more likely that this woman wants to see you again for a second date. Now, the first tip is to not make it a big deal. There are two ways to not make it seem like a big deal when you ask a girl out on a date. That's how you ask her and the place that you invite her to. Okay? Here's how you would make it a big deal. You'd be like, hey, Sally, I've been thinking about this for a long time and I really like you. It would be so great if you want to accompany me to such and such 5-star restaurant this Saturday night. I would love to take you there. Okay, here's how to not make it a big deal. Hey Sally, you seem cool. We should go to so-and-so bar tomorrow. You'll love it. I want to show you the chicken wings. Okay, doesn't need to be said. One, it seems like a massive deal, and that's gonna make her think more about it, whether she wants to go, because it's gonna seem like a big deal to her. The other way, completely casual, not a big deal, so she's more likely, it's not a big deal if she decides to actually come with you. And we're in 2021, women have more options than ever, women are flakier than ever, so we want to make it as easy as possible for them to agree to actually meet us on a date, okay? Otherwise the rest of these tips are going to be pointless. Second tip is to meet her somewhere near your house. Now, we're always advising that you want to invite a girl for drinks at a bar or in a cafe, maybe somewhere near your house. Okay, now you're not going to see this in the mainstream media, but let me put it to you. When you invite a girl somewhere near your house, it's going to be way easier for her to agree to come back to your place, and that's where something more physical and intimate can happen. I'll put it to you, a date at an average venue where you go back and have a magical, physical, intimate connection, that's going to be way more memorable. It's going to be make you have a deeper connection with each other than the date at the fanciest, most unique venue, but it was too far away from your house, so nothing physical happened. Okay, the point of a first date is to build a connection, and there is no better way to build a connection than to go back to yours and to explore each other more physically. That's true. Step number 3, or tip number 3, is bang, don't be afraid to flirt with her. Now, if she's got dressed up and she's agreed to meet you on a date, you've invited her somewhere and she's actually bothered to come, she wants you to move it forward romantically, okay? And it's your job as the man to do it. It's not gentlemanly to just sit there and ask her polite questions and get to know each other and not to flirt with her because it's the first date, okay? You do that, she might have a nice time still, but she's gonna leave that date thinking that there's like no spark, right? And she's not gonna wanna see you again. Tip number 4, I've written it right here. Sit next to her. Okay, so when you're inviting her to this bar or cafe, you don't want to sit opposite her with a table in between you, and there's 2 reasons for that. One is it just seems like too formal and like a big deal. It's a formal first date, we're doing the first date thing. But the second reason is that a big part of creating that romantic connection with a woman is the little like playful physical touches that you're doing on the date. That's really difficult to do that if you're sat opposite each other with a table in between you. It's really simple and easy to do that if you're sat next to each other on a sofa or in a booth or something like that. So make sure you do that, all right? Okay, now we're getting into the part of the video about what to say on a first date. So tip number 5 is to scream. Now, for a lot of guys, like, they're already going to be sold on a woman based on what she looks like. Hell yeah, she looks like her pictures on Tinder. Like, I'm ready to go. Let's do this. Let's try and have sex with her. But like, if you're a smart guy, you will know that a woman doesn't want you to be sold on her within the first 10 seconds of seeing her. She wants to fight for your affection. She wants to chase you a little bit, okay? She wants the emotional roller coaster of, does he want me? Doesn't he want me? Is this gonna happen? Is it not? Okay, so that's why I put it to you and to everyone that we coach, that you write down the 5 things that your dream girl, what her personality would be, 5 personal traits that she would have. And I challenge you to use this first date to find out if this girl has those personal qualities. Okay, now this is gonna make it look like you really care about her personality. You're not sold on her just because she's a pretty girl, even if that's not true. Now, me personally, I care about a girl's personality. I want to date a girl who's spontaneous, adventurous, sporty, likes to party, doesn't take herself too seriously. Bang, that's 5. So I'll always be saying things to try and find out if she has these personal qualities on a date, and that gives her the space to qualify herself to me and to chase me a little bit. So I'd suggest that you guys do the same. Now, tip number 6 is to make assumptions, not ask questions. Okay, now on a first date, it's really easy to fall in the trap of what we call interview mode, where you're just asking her question after question after question. And it's also really easy to fall in the trap of asking the same questions that every other bloody guy before her has asked on a first date. Okay, now you can avoid this trap by changing these questions into assumptions. So, do you like to go to the beach and party at Mandala nightclub? Turns into, you seem like the sort of girl who really loves swimming on the beach, and I bet you go to that damn Mandala nightclub every Saturday night. Okay, now this is gonna make her think like, oh, why has he made that assumption about me? It's gonna spark her interest, and you're gonna completely avoid interview mode, and it's just gonna make the whole thing more engaging for her. All right? Excuse me while I check what we've got 5 left. Yeah, number 7 is to tease her as well as compliment her. Now, once again, these damn mainstream dating advice, they're gonna tell you just to compliment her, tell her she looks beautiful, say, oh, that's so interesting that you do that. Oh my God, you're a queen. They're gonna tell you to be really nice to her, and that's how to impress a girl on a first date. But in reality, it's actually more effective, and she'll like it more also if you do tease her a little bit. Now, teasing is what friends do to each other. Teasing communicates that you're comfortable around her, and it also communicates that you don't feel like she's better than you. Okay, and a woman wants that. She wants a man who's comfortable around her, and a man who thinks at least that he's on her level. Alright, teasing is what friends do to each other, and it just makes the whole thing more fun for both of you, as long as you do it in a friendly way and she can tell you're kidding. Alright, and also it creates that space again for her to qualify herself to you. Number 8 is do not filter yourself. Okay, we as men, we have the habits of wanting to come across as like prim and proper gentleman who doesn't make any mistakes, who doesn't say the wrong thing to upset anyone on the first date, and just to be like James Bond and just like this perfect example of a guy. But that is actually a bit too cookie cutter. You don't want to filter yourself. If you think of a dumb joke to say on the date, just say it and own it. If you have like a hobby that's a little bit dorky, don't hide it, tell her about it, okay? Our uniqueness is the number one thing that we can offer a woman. And when we are completely unashamedly ourselves on a first date, and we are proud of that, we don't filter ourselves, that's really attractive. It's also the best way to attract the women that you were supposed to attract, the women that are supposed to like you, okay? You don't know, this girl might have like a dorky sense of humor herself, and if you're out here trying to attract a woman who likes you for the real you, well, you might as well start on the first date. What else? Some good YouTube in here. All right, number 9 is to seed the pool. What that basically means is that you drop an idea in her head of something that you guys could potentially do back at your place after the date has finished, okay? But you just drop that subtly in the middle of the date. I like to talk about like a YouTube video that I was watching before I arrived on the date, but I haven't finished watching it yet. If you have something cool at your house, like I don't know, Guitar Hero or a dog or whatever, you could just like subtly drop that in the conversation, then leave it, talk about something else. Once the date has come to an end, then, and she likes you better now, then you can be like, oh, by the way, we should go watch that YouTube video, like the end of it that I was watching, or we should go play Guitar Hero, okay? Now, often, if you guys like each other, you guys are going to find something better to do than playing Guitar Hero when you get back to your place, if you know what I mean. But the fact that you've made this like innocent excuse to go back to yours is going to make her more comfortable with actually coming back to yours and make her feel like less of a hussy for doing so. So everybody wins. Okay, number 10. Again, is the mainstream going to say this? I don't know. On a first date, you need to at least try and go for the kiss. That is the very minimum of like escalation, I suppose, that you want to get to. If you don't try and go for the kiss on a first date, she's not going to think it gentlemanly. She's either going to think you're not attracted to her, or you're too much of a pussy to go after what you want, okay? Neither of these conclusions are going to make her excited to meet you for a second date again. Now, we have a video on ways you can like build up your flirting, like start off really small and innocent and see her reaction to that, and then build it up. I'll leave a ticket for that video, it's really important actually. And if you learn how to do that properly, you'll be able to go for the kiss on a first date, and you can pretty much guarantee that she's ready to kiss you. Okay, so definitely watch that video. But my God, like even if I think a date has gone badly, like I'm still, if I'm attracted to her, which probably will be, otherwise it wouldn't have been on the date in the first place, I'm gonna go for the kiss, because it at least shows her that you have the guts to go for what you want, and she's gonna respect that, even if she does like turn and give you the cheek. What's left? There's one more left, right? Alright, yeah. Tip 11 is to have fun. Listen, girls get nervous on a first date. They really, really do. It's not just us guys who worry about these things. So, you're the man, right? You're the leader. If you can take the lead in enjoying yourself, having fun and relaxing on a first date, that's going to help her enjoy herself, have fun. And when she's relaxed, that's when that's when she creates the space in herself to have fun, and that is the situation where things can escalate to a more physical and intimate level. Oh man, one take Timmy. Listen, if you liked this video, you're gonna love my book, The Camera Never Lies. This book features the 17 epiphanies I had about dating relationships in life that I discovered when I was filming my own dating life for national TV. The link to that book is in the description. It costs £5, so you might as well buy it. All right, reading is good for you, makes you smarter, especially when you're reading about games. So go buy that book right now. We also have a Game Academy. This is our step-by-step video guide where Kieran and I metaphorically take you by the hand and show you everything you need to know to get good at game and how to basically connect with women and be far more superior at that. We also have a chapter in Game Academy, it's called Sexual Escalation. This features about 15 to 20 videos of Kieran and I explaining how we met a woman even in a date situation or at a bar or a club, and basically what happened and how we were able to navigate that to take her home that night. Okay, so with 15 to 20 stories of the experts, all the obstacles we overcame, how we managed to meet a girl, make her like us, take her home that night. Okay, that's part of Game Academy. You're gonna love that. That's it. Hope you enjoyed the video, and I'll speak to you real soon.